What's going on, everybody? Austin here with Tactical Approach Outdoors. So in the last video we talked about some of my criteria for choosing an out-of-state hunt. Today we're going to do just a small dive into some of the things you need to think about for a tag you need to draw, a lottery tag, just in case you haven't actually done it in the past. Just some things that you need to be aware of going into it and make sure you're on the ball with it. So, but first, what I want to show you, I got my antlers back from the taxidermist, that 170 I shot this year. I picked up the 9-point and I was like, man, I got to have those antlers back to show them off just a little bit, right? Freaking giant, guys. This is awesome. I still can't believe I shot a deer like this on public land. Second week in a rifle, I put that gun down and had to go after. So I could not be happier with a deer like this. I mean, this is just absolute amazing, absolute giant. But had to show them off a little bit before we did this video. Can't help it, right? So some of the things to think about is when you've got a lottery tag that you're trying to get, you're going to have a draw deadline that you need to think about. So just to give you two examples here. Kansas this year is going to be April 1st through the 29th. That's your draw period. You have to apply in that period. If you apply after April 29th, you're screwed. You can't get the tag. Iowa this year is going to be May 7th through June 5th, and that's your application period. So if you were wanting an Iowa tag, but you're going to have a fallback for Kansas, you can't do that. Kansas's draw application is actually the month before Iowa's, so that means you have to apply for Kansas tag before you apply for your Iowa tag. So you can't really play the fallback tag on that. If you want a fallback tag that you really need to choose an over-the-counter tag for that, and that goes back into the last video, kind of what to choose. So for me this year, I'm going to look into both Kansas and Iowa. Seriously put the research into it. Also, something you need to think about is your draw odds. How many preference points does it take to get that tag? And what I mean by a preference point is how many years you have applied for that tag. There's certain tags that are going to require more preference points than others because there's either A, a lot more limited tags, or B, a lot of people want that tag, or a combination of both. So Iowa is only split up into 9 units. I think, I could be wrong here, but Kansas might be close to 15. I have to look at that again, but not very many. Not close to where like Colorado is split up to so many more different units. So as a Colorado tag, people would want to hunt more of the mountainous regions than the desert regions. So you could probably draw a tag with 0 preference points in a desert region where it might take you 5 to 6 to draw in a mountainous region. And that's something to take into consideration. If you are okay with waiting, 5 to 7 years to hunt that property, to hunt that tag, then that's okay. That's your call. If you want to hunt it right now, you need to look for a tag that's got 0 to 1 preference points. And you can actually find that data. So Iowa and Kansas both have it pretty available for you to find. There's multiple sites that give you all of the western states and what they require, how many preference points is needed to draw a tag in that particular unit. So you can do the research into that. That information is available to you. So that's some stuff to think about. Now, there are some funny states. I'm going to use South Dakota here. A couple years ago, they changed how you get an archery tag. The archery tag is over the counter. There's no limit, right? Except you have to apply for it. So I think it's April 1st is the application deadline for South Dakota. So if you don't apply for that tag, which basically buy it because there's no limit to it. If you don't buy that tag by April 1st, you can't hunt public land in South Dakota. I don't really understand the thought process back there because South Dakota really doesn't get that many non-resident hunters. So that's just their call. But that's something to think about. So when we want to hunt South Dakota, we have to make sure we've got that tag bought by April 1st. And that's okay. That's just that if you want that tag, you just need to know that. So do your research now. Now is the time. That way you don't accidentally miss your draw deadline. You don't want to be looking forward to a hunt and get to May and realize that the draw deadline was 3 weeks ago. So make sure you're doing that. Do your research and get on it now, and then you'll be good to go and can help plan for this your upcoming season. So, and get the tag that you're really wanting to get. So I hope that gives you some ideas, give you some things to think about. If you've never entered an application, a quota tag, that should help give you some ideas and help you out along those lines. So thanks for watching, guys. Please hit that like and subscribe button down there in the bottom. And I will see you guys on the next video.